Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Um, this is Brother Mack. Um, I decided I'm gonna video a little bit of my routine. Today is September the 25th. It's a Sunday, and I'm out walking this morning. It's about, I think about 6:45, almost 7 o'clock. So I said, instead of waiting until they finish the building out there on the land, I just decided that I'll take or record some of my daily activities, what I be doing in the mornings or throughout the day, just so you can see what's going on. Right now, I'm doing what they call in Swahili mazoese. Mazoese. That means exercise. So that's what I'm doing this morning. I'm gonna give you a little view. This is where I'm walking at. Again, when I show you these different places that I'm going, I always observe the background. I like to always point out the sky, what's going on in the sky, how it looks, how close it is, the houses, the buildings, the people, anything that you see in the picture. Just check it out. So also, I'm checking out to see how this YouTube thing is gonna work out in terms of I won't have to continue to stop the video at 6 minutes, because when I upload it on WhatsApp, if it's over 6 minutes, I won't be able to send you the whole clip. So by doing YouTube, I can record, I'm not gonna say as long as I want to, but I can at least record at least maybe 15, 20 minutes at one time. So I'm gonna see how this work out. In the meantime, I'm gonna be switching positions and things because your arm does get tired, from walking and holding it. And so I'm new at this YouTube thing. But anyway, as I walk this morning, today makes 8 years. September the 25th, 2014 is when Gloria, my queen, my angel, transitioned to a higher life of living. So I'm recognizing her this morning, today, all day today, because as many of you all know, that that was the love of my life. Still is, Don't know how to explain it to you, but once you really, really love someone, that love never, never dies. It never grows if it's true love. And I had been married prior to her to 3 other ladies, and they was good ladies and everything, but they wasn't the lady for me according to my needs while living on this planet, as you will. So with that, I come to you this morning not knowing what I was going to be talking about, but that came up to let you know that that's what I'm doing today. I'm celebrating Gloria's beautiful transition to another life. And when I say that, I don't believe in death. I think death is a word that we was taught and gave the wrong definition. I think it should have been that when you leave this world, you're just transitioning to another world. You see, because I can't believe that once we leave here, excuse me for shaking, I can't believe that once we leave this realm, this physical realm, that's it. When I was in America, I'm in Africa. For those of you that don't know or that's new, I'm in Africa. I'm in Tanzania, Africa. But I can't believe that death is the end of all life. When I was in America, I used to always observe nature, because I do love nature. And I used to observe when the winter come, all the leaves fall off the trees. Everything becomes sort of in a dead-like state. The flowers, everything goes in the wintertime because of the cold weather coming. And I wonder if that have anything to do with calling it the fall. Because in the fall, all the leaves and everything else falls off the tree. But now, so as I observed that process, that cycle, if you will, I noticed in the wintertime the leaves, they fall off the trees, your grass turns yellow. So it's like everything is in a dead state. And then when spring comes, everything begins to come back alive, if you will. The leaves come back on the trees, green, your grass, green, flowers blooming, everything comes back alive. So I always say to myself, if that's the case, and if you and I are, according to people, what they say and religious understandings, if you and I are the most best species that this creator created, a higher life species, I'll say, that this creator, whatever you want to call it, if it created a cycle for nature to seemingly die and then come back at a certain time, wouldn't you think that that creator would have some type of cycle for us as well? And even though, as I think about this too, another example, I noticed the sun, particularly here in Africa. When I'm out on the beach, and maybe one day, or maybe tomorrow, I don't know, I may go out on the beach and do my exercise, and then I'll just let you see how beautiful it is out there. But what I observed out there on the beach is the sun. Oh, the sun is so beautiful, brothers and sisters, coming up in the morning. But here's what I observed. I observed that sun coming up, and the way that it come up and the way that it reflects on the ocean, it appears that that sun is actually walking on the ocean. Then I observed once it comes up, and you stay there until evening, or you go back in evening, then you'll notice the sun going down, seemingly in a death cycle, if you will. So what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, is that the sun resurrects itself every morning, and then late in the evening, it dies off. So there's a cycle there, just like nature. There's a resurrection and there's a death that's occurring. But the particular part that, well, both parts I pay attention to. I was going to say the particular part I pay attention to is that when the sun goes down, seemingly in a death state, it always resurrects the next morning. Check these ducks out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm walking, so you're bound to see anything while you're walking. So just let me check it out. We had some rain last night, so I gotta avoid these puddles of water. Check my ducks out here, if you can see them. And then you got my little chicken over here. See, over here, all the animals, they get along. They're not like us. We don't get along. But anyway, before I lose my point of thought, my train of thought, that cycle of death and life, I see it and I notice it in nature. The sun seemingly dies every evening, only to seemingly resurrect itself every morning. So I've given you two examples of this cycle of life and death. So if this creator, this God, whatever you want to call it, put in place a life and death cycle for nature, wouldn't you think we're his highest species, his greatest creation, wouldn't you think that he or she would have put in place for us as well a cycle of life and death. And if that be the truth, then brothers and sisters, none of us die. We only come here for a period of time to do what it is we're supposed to do while we're here. And in my opinion, I believe that we come here to learn certain principles. I believe that some of us come here because we wanted to come here because of the condition of this system, not the earth, but this system that we live in is so, I guess you can say, unfair. It's so unequal, and there's no equality. And it used to be only for black people. But as I study the system, it goes deeper than that. I think that in my heart that we're dealing, as it says in the Bible, spiritual wickedness in high places. What does that mean, brothers and sisters? Spiritual wickedness in high places. It can mean a lot of different things, and people can interpret it different ways. And it depends on your understanding at the time. So I won't say the different interpretation that I've heard of it that is wrong. I don't believe that. I believe that this Creator reveals things to people according to their level of understanding. So, I'm losing my train of thought, brothers and sisters. I'm losing my train of thought. I'm getting excited, actually. But I'm going to see if I can get back to it. Give me a minute. Man, you know, this walk, I'm going to let y'all see this walk and see if I can get my train of thought back. This is one of the places here. Real nice that I'm walking on. Real nice. I'm trying to get my train of thought back, brothers and sisters. You know, but I was trying to pay attention to where I was walking at the same time. So that's how I lost my train of thought. Let me see, where was I at? Man, I might have to come back and finish that point that I was making about this Creator, about this God revealing. And I was talking about, I think I remember now, about that interpretation of spiritual wickedness in high places and how the Creator passes information to individuals based on their understanding. But for me, spiritual wickedness in high places simply means there are unseen forces that we're battling against while we're here. And I think the earth is a place like a school, if you will. You come, you learn, and you move on. And then some people come to make changes while they're here, and then they move on. So where am I going with all this, brothers and sisters? I take you back to Gloria. I remember it's a lot of things that Gloria and I used to talk about when we're walking. That's one of the things that we both love to do, is walk. And we used to talk about death, what we thought it was and everything. And some of the things that we talked about as we walked is that where did all the other people that lived before us in the 1800s, 1700s, where did they go? If there is truly a cycle of death, which there is, and it's proven every day with nature, as I explained earlier before, where did all these people go? So we used to say, you know, and these are theories that we had. So we said, we know that our galaxy and this planet Earth is not the only planet that could have life on it. And certainly it's been proven over and over and over that in our galaxy is not the only galaxy in the cosmos, if you will. So we used to say, I wonder if the other planets, based on a person's knowledge and understanding and acts and deeds while they're here on planet Earth, will depend on what planet you go to when you transition from here. In other words, if you live a life of destruction, chaos, evil, when you leave here, you're going to go to a planet where that's what it is. That's what you're going to be. That's going to be your life. And some people will say, "Oh, well, that's hell." Well, my definition of hell is a little different from what we was taught. So if you was living a life of righteousness the best way that you can, you treated people right, you didn't intentionally try to hurt people, then when you transition, you would go to a place or a planet like-minded people just like yourself. Peace, harmony, no sickness. For me, eat all that you want to eat and you don't gain no weight. Whatever your level of consciousness is, there is a planet for that. That's what Gloria and I used to say. So today, I celebrate her 8th year on that other planet. So that means she's still a baby. So instead of transitioning, which she did transition September the 25th, 2014, but she also was born on September 25th, 2014. So now she is 8 years old. Can you believe that? 8 years old today. So I celebrate her. Forgive me, brother and sister, because I'm moving. My arm gets tired of holding this phone. But I just wanted to come to you. It's a brother on a motorcycle just passing by. I just wanted to come to you this morning and invite you in on my walk and what my thoughts are on this beautiful, beautiful day. The sun is just coming up. It's so peaceful here. You know, that was one of Gloria and our plans as well, was to come to Africa together. And, you know, she was of many things, she was an adventurous person. She liked to take on adventures. And so that was our plan, was to sell everything. We was going to have our daughter at the time take over the daycare center. And Gloria had already retired. I was still working for the government at the time, and we had the daycare center. So our plan was, once I turned 62, which I'm 65 now, I can't believe that. But our plan was once I turned 62, because Gloria had already retired, then we was gonna come to Africa. We didn't know what part of Africa. We just knew we was gonna come to Africa because that was something, one of the many things that we had in common was the belief about our beautiful Black history. And so when she transitioned 8 years ago today, I decided to continue that journey, which I came to Africa in 2020. And so I'm here, and she's here spiritually with me. And when I say she's here spiritually, it's so many things that she reminds me of, the way she communicates with me. And I know, brothers and sisters, that's kind of spooking some people out, but I just have so many things that have happened to me to prove that. And I'll tell you one of them. One of them was, she used to always tell me that. She said, "Mack, God sent me to be your angel." Now at the time, I didn't, you know, when somebody say that, you just don't really think about it. And that was before she even got sick, so it wasn't about her on her dying bed and she saying all that kind of stuff like that. It wasn't about that. She was perfectly well. We had no clue that any of the things that transpired was gonna happen, but she used to always tell me, "Man, God sent me to be your angel." And I'm like, yeah. But you know what? I understand what she's saying and what she said. And a lot of times, angels are associated with feathers because, in the traditional custom that we taught, they always show angels and they got wings and things like that. Well, for me, now I understand what she said. So I've been finding, even when I was in America, I would find feathers in certain places that you wonder how did it get there. And it took me some time to understand what was going on. But that was her communicating with me, letting me know that she's present. And there's a story behind that. Because we used to say, again before she transitioned, if either one of us passed away before the other, we would find a way to communicate with one another. We just have to be open-minded enough to know when that person is communicating. So that feather was one of the things that connected the angel. So every time I find a feather, I know that she's present. And she also talks to me spiritually. The other thing that she revealed to me, I used to live in Lancaster. I still have the house today. The address is 717 Lindenwood. Well, what she revealed to me one day is Gloria's birthday is July the 8th, okay, 1954. When I add 717 together, I get July 8th. Now check this out now. 717. So when you add, you have 7 is the 7th month, which is July. And when you add the 1 and the 7, you get 8. So that's July 8th. And every time, which I see it frequently, the number 717, which is July 8th for me. And then I know that she's present, or she's gonna tell me something, or she's reminding me of something. So when I see that, I have to think about what is it that I'm thinking about? What did I think about? What am I thinking about? So I always wonder and question. Man, I can't believe this is 22 minutes. We're gonna see if this thing uploads on YouTube. So I guess I may have to close it out in a minute. But my point is, different things are revealed to different people in different ways. So you might say, oh, that ain't true. That don't have nothing to do with nothing. Well, that might be true for you. But for me, I understand it. And so that's how I live my life now. So I'm going to close this out, brothers and sisters. This is a beautiful day today. This is going to be a day that I'm going to be reflecting on Gloria Jean, my queen. Still is my queen. Like I said, she's just on the other side right now. And so even with your loved ones, depending on your type of understanding that y'all had in y'all relationship, there's things that they communicate. They do communicate with you. It just depends on your level of understanding. So, brothers and sisters, I'm gonna continue to walk. Check this house out. That's a beautiful house. I'm in Africa, in case y'all wondering again, because they say in Africa, people living in huts and all that. Look at them beautiful pigeons. Yeah, we even got pigeons over here. So look at this. This is beautiful. Very beautiful. You see. So this is my walk this morning. I love walking on dirt roads. I love the view. It's so peaceful, quiet. Like I said, you see the coconut trees over there, how tall they are. This is a very common thing throughout Tanzania. I can speak of Tanzania and I can speak of Ghana. Those are the two places that I've been in Africa. So I will be doing a video. Oh, okay, that's a car coming. Wow, can you believe it? They actually have a car in Ghana. I mean, Tanzania. Africa have cars. Those are for you brothers and sisters that think Africa is all about lions. That Africa is all about running from leopards and lions and all that kind of stuff, you know. So I kind of joke with you and say that. But I'm going to end this tape, this video, this recording. I thank you for participating in my morning walk and my reflection on my queen. So I'm going to say this to y'all, brothers and sisters. I'll be back. Stay strong and stay free. And remember, that's not only physically when I say that. I'm talking about spiritually. And for whatever that means to you, you receive it as that and act accordingly. Peace. I'm just showing the trees, all the other things in the background, how beautiful that is. Peace.